Hi there, my beautiful subscribers. Welcome. This is Tina from TinaHills.com. And today I have for you a very detailed astrological expose on the upcoming solar eclipse that is taking place on the 14th of December 2020. So please welcome, and let us dive straight into the exposition. Okay, so all right, so this is happening at about 2308 degrees of Sagittarius. Okay, so this is a very profound decan, and I drew the chart for Mumbai or Bombay, where I live. So I've already made a post about it. I'm going to put it up on YouTube once I'm done recording this live. So you have the video as well as the written material. So what I want to say is that the eclipse begins at about 7:03 Bombay time, okay, India time, in the evening, and continues till about 12:23 p.m. midnight. Okay, but I decided to take the time 21:48 p.m. and pull the chart, because that is exactly when the sun and the moon in exact conjunction and the moon is just slipping away. Okay, so the sun and the moon are exactly at 23:09 when I draw this chart. So we've just seen the energy of the eclipse seeping through, right? So this is the rising. If you look at the chart, I'm gonna put up the blog post so you can have a look at the chart as well. So I use whole sign houses, of course, whole sign system, and I use traditional rulerships. So drawing the chart, it came to a Leo rising, right? Leo rising at 1434 of Leo. Okay, let's round it up to about 15 of Leo. Decan 2. Okay, Decan 2 of Leo is ruled by Jupiter, Sagittarius triplicity. Okay, and now so this by domicile Leo is ruled by the Sun. So the ruler of the chart is the Sun. Okay, very powerful, but the Sun is being eclipsed. So there is something hidden. The essence of the Sun is not being revealed, and the Sun is the solar logos. The Sun is the wisdom from which everything else emanates. Okay, so here we have this lunation at about in Decan 3 of Sagittarius. Okay, which belongs to the Sun as well, because it's Leo triplicity. First decan of Sagittarius belongs to Jupiter. Second decan, Mars, Aries triplicity. Third decan is ruled by the Sun, Leo triplicity. Okay. So we also see in some systems like the Chaldean that Saturn is also a ruler of this decan. Okay, the last decan of Sagittarius. So it gives a very interesting mixture of Saturn and the Sun. Okay, we see how intimately the Sun is involved in all of this. Okay, so the eclipse is conjunct Mercury. Okay, now Mercury rules two signs. Mercury rules Gemini, which is mutable air, and Mercury rules Virgo, which is mutable earth. So because it rules Gemini, at the polarity of Gemini, which is Sagittarius, Mercury is in detriment. Okay, so when Mercury is in detriment, we have this sort of difficult communication, unable to express ourselves, disinformation, and that Mercury is also square Neptune. So that Neptune has just started to go direct. Okay, it's not yet moving, it's stationed. Now I've told you not once, not twice, multiple times that when a planet is stationing, it is most potent. Okay, some astrologers say, okay, when it's retrograde it gives a different result, when it's direct it gives a different result. Yes, but I say that when it's standing still in the sky, whether going direct or retrograde, that is the time when it's most potent. Okay, and we have this Mercury, which is conjunct the sun and the moon in Sagittarius, which is a place of its detriment. So the information is not solid. We cannot depend on it. Mercury here plays the sort of archetype of Loki, the prankster. So there's always a bit of, messing around with our mind energy that is coming through over here. So, nothing is what it seems, nothing is clear, everything is foggy. Okay, but that is what we have to learn. This is how we progress. Think of the archetype of Sagittarius. Think of the arrow. When you think of Sagittarius, think of directionality. Okay, because Sagittarius being mutable fire, it moves very, very quickly. It's like forest fire. Okay, it's moving quick, 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 zip, 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 changing. And the ruler is Jupiter. So it's about rampant expansion, right? Thank you. So it's about rampant expansion. But when you see that Jupiter ruling Pisces, which is a yin expression, and a water expression, we see Jupiter acting differently. But Sagittarius is about, it's a half bestial sign. If you look at the centaurs, they were really crazy. They partied, they drank. But Chiron was a different kind of the centaur. But not all centaurs were like Chiron. Okay, they were debauchers. They were, drinking. So Sagittarius is half humane, half bestial. So there is a part of Sagittarius that is very visceral, which is why again we have Earth as the sole ruler of Sagittarius, and we notice that oftentimes Sagittarius natives love to trek and have a profound influence. Have a profound interaction with the Earth. Okay, this is something I have always noticed with Sagittarius natives. They love traveling, but they love connecting to the Earth in a very simplistic, most profound manner. Okay, that is beautiful. So here we have that archetype of Loki that's being played out, the prankster. But another archetype came to my mind, that is Sage Narada. Okay, in our Puranic Vedic scriptures. Now, Sage Narada was known as quite the trickster, quite the prankster. But actually, his story is quite funny because he had the boon of knowledge, past, present, and future. So the demigods got so scared of all this knowledge and this knowledge that he was giving out to the humans, that they sort of cursed him, and they said whatever Narada says will not be taken seriously. He will be taken as a prankster. So, and he was the first journalist on earth, actually, Narada. So because of that curse, because he was giving out all of this information, we distrusted him because of the curse that the demigods put on him. So Narada was going around giving all this heavy information, and nobody was taking him serious. Everybody was like, oh, he's a trickster, he's a prankster. But everything he said was correct, and we still feed off that. We are distrustful of the press. And Narada was the first journalist on earth. So there's a very interesting thing about the prankster. Is the prankster or the trickster really the prankster or the trickster, or is there a deeper meaning behind, purpose behind it? Now with Sagittarius, nothing is what it seems. There is always a deeper reason behind something that Sagittarius does, something that Sagittarius propounds. Okay, so there's a lot of disinformation this Surya Grahan or this eclipse. Know that. A lot of disinformation. Now, there's another interesting thing about Decan 3 of Sagittarius. We know that Sagittarius is an extremely blunt sign. So they say what they want to say. And they don't care if it hurts somebody. Not because they are malicious people. It's because they feel that the truth is better than lying. or sugarcoating. Okay, now Decan 3 of Sagittarius does not do well with words as an expression, or playing with words, or toying with concepts. It doesn't come to them. It's such a magnanimous arena, this Decan 3, the sun being the ruler, and the sun sort of signifies the primeval intelligence, if you ask me. So this Decan is extremely intuitive, extremely you know, spiritually vibrant, if I may. So very active, intuitively very active. Think of the Aaron, think of the triplicity Decan 3 of Sagittarius. Not great with words, not great at explaining themselves or ideas or concepts, but extremely intuitive, extremely magical. Okay, extremely magical. And also the thing with this Decan is natives of this Decan do not listen. So when we have an eclipse in this Decan, it means we will lose the ability to really listen one on one, and that Mercury, that listening is in detriment, right? Very intuitively perceptive. This is the key. This is what you take back. Being aware intuitively, feeding off that deep primeval, primal, raw intelligence that the sun brings to the table. Mercury is written intelligence, writing. Even Thoth and Ra actually had a conflict, because Thoth is about written word, the written word, but Ra is primordial intelligence. It's something that is intuitively within us. Okay, so that is the energy of this Decan, that primeval sort of fire that is burning within us. Okay, very perceptive, very perceptive. So then if there's something that you want to figure out, look to where this falls in your chart, what house, and then you will see how a deep level of perception just sort of alleviates your situation, and you are better sort of better adept at handling what's coming to you. A lot is coming, right? So the tarot card is 10 of swords. So that's a very, again, the 10 of swords is sort of like, I have my tarot cards, so maybe while I talk I could look for it, because I'm after all going to do a tarot reading for all of you guys. So the 10 of swords, if you think about the 10 of swords, you immediately think about tens. What are tens? Yes, tens are endings, but there is a beginning somewhere. Now, every beginning must have an ending, and vice versa. There is no ending without a beginning. There is no beginning without an ending, right? But the 10 of swords is a sort of where you're flat out and you have all these swords on your back and you just don't know how to get up, and you possibly don't even want to get up, and the sky is black, and you're finished, you're done for, this is it. But from this is the death of the ego. This is the death of normal intelligence. Swords are intelligence. From this will come, will resurrect a sort of primeval, primordial intelligence, if you allow. Okay, it's about getting the correct planetary rays to create alchemy. Remember I told you that. Okay, so 10 of swords meditation. What you need to let go, what is putting you in this position of feeling like you're not in control, or feeling like life is about to end. It may not be so extreme for everybody, of course, but in a sense, I think there's something within us that's draining us, that's killing us, all of us, and we need to let it go. Okay, so this is very important. Now, the sun is the triplicity ruler. The sun is the ascendant, okay, dignified sun, but it is eclipsed. So when it is eclipsed, that means there's something hidden. There's something that we need to discover. Okay, so there's this just a deep secretive veil that comes to us. In India, we consider eclipses to be very inauspicious. So we clean out our prayer stands after the eclipse. We do only spiritual practices during the eclipse. We do not eat. We do not sleep. Okay, so everything actually we clean in the house after a very potent SURYA GRAHAN like this, because it sort of sediments your space with, static energy. Life is a dynamic process. So as it clears out, you need to let it go. You need to clear out the debris yourself. Take out the trash. Good way to take out the trash. Eclipses, if you ask me, right? So the sun, the moon, and Mercury are all in the fifth house. I drew this chart for 9:48 at night, location being Bombay City, where I live. And all in Decan 3, all are ruled by the sun. Okay, and where is Venus? Where is Venus in all of this? Because we see that Venus is a profound influence of connection, right? Venus is going to be pretty interesting when I discuss her, actually. So Venus is at 2844, 29 of Scorpio, and she's about to leave Scorpio and enter Sagittarius. Okay, so remember, Venus is in detriment in Scorpio. Why? Because Venus rules that Taurus, right? So in Scorpio, she does not have much power. This is again Mars ruled. So like I've told you a million times, that Venus and Mars are sort of polarities, like Shiva Shakti, electrons and neutrons. So, Mars separates, Venus connects. There's very profound power in that. Okay. Also, that Saturn is at 28 degrees of Capricorn, and that 28 degrees is actually the degree of Mars exaltation. So there's a very, I won't say harmful, but a very dynamic interaction, mutual reception taking place over there. Mars in rulership, and Mars is the final dispositor over here, because he is ruling that exaltation and he is in rulership. Saturn is in rulership. So Saturn in Aquarius will be in a better position, but again, Venus is going to be in detriment again. Because why? Because Venus has no essential dignity in Sagittarius. Venus is cold, moist, nocturnal. Sagittarius, male, diurnal, mutable, fire. So, they don't sit together. So that Decan 3 of Scorpio, by the way, is ruled by the moon, because it's Cancer triplicity. So we see that the vibe of the moon is permeating Venus, and the moon has no essential dignity in the sign of Sagittarius, because she's cold and moist, and as well as she's nocturnal. Although this chart is a night chart, so we see Luna having some dignity, offering Venus some convalescence. Okay, because in this Mars ruled sign, Venus is almost cutting and burning. Okay, even in fixed water, Scorpio. So we see Venus in the fourth house. Fourth house is subterranean. It holds your natal chart together. So it's submerged, right? Family. There's something about family that's singing in our ears. Right now we look at Mars. So Mars is in Aries. Mars is direct, thank God. But Mars has not moved a lot this month since he went direct. At this point also, he's gathering speed as we speak. So this is important. That means, all those, that stagnant Mars energy is now ready for movement. It's moving. It's in the ninth house. So that's a good, benefic house. It's called the house of God. And it's where the sun has planetary joy. So you immediately see that that Mars is also bathed with a bit of the sun, because that ninth house is where that sun has planetary joy. So the sun is very, very active. This eclipse, if you ask me, it says eclipse after all. It's his simulation after all. It's his solar system. And that Mars is trying the sun and the moon. So it's pretty interesting. Trines, yes, they can be good, but this trine looks to be quite diabolical, if you ask me. So a lot of wrong action could be taken. Okay, and Mars is affecting moon, which is common people. So we will feel quite turbulent, common people like you and me. And the sun, that is a signifier of the moon. And the sun signifies kings and leaders, congressmen. So even they are feeling the brunt of it with this trine from Mars. Trines can be a bit like a floodgate opening. Too much of energy, and this is fire you're dealing with. Aries cardinal fire, Sagittarius mutable fire. So, there's this uh, challenge over there with this trine. That's what I think. Now let's get to Jupiter. Because Jupiter is the domicile ruler of Sagittarius. This is happening in Leo triplicity. We've discussed this. And the term is ruled by Saturn. We will get to the term in a bit. So Jupiter is, of course, in Capricorn and is not in a good place. The 2856. Okay, last decan of Capricorn, which is ruled by Mercury. And where is that Mercury? Mercury is in the third decan of Sagittarius in detriment. So Jupiter is like, ooh, detriment, in Capricorn. Although I did speak about the horn of cornucopia and the nanny goat that suckled Zeus. And Jupiter being Zeus in Capricorn, that nanny goat's domain. But still, this is not a place for Jupiter to be, because Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. So in Capricorn, it's not what he likes, okay? That cardinal, all the cardinality gives, Capricorn the necessity to expand, to grow. Cardinal signs are mostly, they take action. They want to change things. They want to do stuff, right? So we've got that decan 3. Mercury is the ruler. Okay, it is Virgo triplicity, of course. And now we look to Saturn. Saturn is in the 6th house. So I spoke about accidental debility. When a planet is in the 6th house, it is accidental debility. Now, according to some systems, the Chaldean, Saturn is a ruler of decan 3 of Sagittarius with the sun. And Saturn is moving in to Aquarius to meet Jupiter, who is the ruler of this eclipse, on the 21st, which is at the beginning of the activation of their triplicities, right? So the only retrograde planet in the chart is Uranus. And Uranus is in the 10th house, retrograde, okay, with Lilith, Black Moon Lilith. And this is a volatile, dangerous combination. Uranus retrograde in the 10th house, social prestige, social respect. It's the midheaven, So there, it's a wild card. It's a surprise component over there. But with that retrogradation, Uranus is bringing out old debris for us to, sift through. And don't forget, Uranus is in fall in Taurus. He's exalted in Scorpio. So Lilith is our fantasy, our denial, our rejection. And Uranus is naturally a malefic. So, yes, it is a public reputation, the midheaven. Okay, so that's a volatile combination of Uranus being with Black Moon Lilith conjunct in that 10th house, and Uranus being retrograde. The only planet that is retrograde in the whole chart, actually. It's a dangerous combination, if you ask me. Now, looking at the elemental makeup, okay, there are too many planets in fire. So we have the creativity, we have the passion, we have all that, fiery stuff going on. But, there's hardly any in air. There's no planet in air. So no communication. no exchange of data or exchange of thoughts, ideas. That Mercury is in detriment, and that Mercury is also ruling Jupiter, the ruler of the eclipse, by Decan. Okay, Virgo triplicity. Some are hardly any in water, so even emotions are muddled. Some in earth, that gives us some grounding, but I think at this stage we need more grounding. Okay, now the square with Neptune is going to be pretty problematic. Okay, the solar eclipse is square Neptune and Mercury is square Neptune. So last time we had this, we had coronavirus, Mercury retrograde in Pisces, and Neptune is the modern ruler of Pisces. So there's going to be a lot of virus information that could be incorrect. We also have the vaccines that have come out by Pfizer, and I think UK is officially okay with taking the vaccines. But I don't think this is the end of coronavirus. Many are saying this is the end of coronavirus. It's not. Okay, it's not the end of coronavirus. I don't think the vaccines are going to work, right? It's about building the immunity. Now, let's get to term. There are 50 terms in astrology. I told you the 12 signs are broken up into 50 terms. So this is the fourth term of Sagittarius, and this is ruled by Saturn. See how Saturnine the vibe is. Okay, Saturn also rules by triplicity, and Saturn is also the dispositor of Jupiter because Jupiter is in Capricorn. So Jupiter, being the ruler of the eclipse, is surrendering to Saturn, and Saturn is having that dangerous mutual reception with Mars. And this the Sun and the Moon and Mercury are trine Mars. So there's a lot of agitation is what I sense. A lot of agitation. Valens has to say this of this term: sterile and baneful, cold, harmful, characteristic of base and completely unlucky men. This fourth term of Sagittarius. So there is no luck because the ruler of Sagittarius, Jupiter, is in detriment. Okay, so there is absolutely no luck, and actually Jupiter is also on the 28 degrees, which is the exaltation of Mars. So Jupiter is literally feeding off that Martian energy. Okay, so there is no luck as we speak. Okay, no luck available, or is there? Right? That's up to us, up to our discrimination, up to our awareness, up to our sensitivity. But there is a possibility to mitigate evil by the correct sadhana. It's all about getting the correct planetary rays. Okay. Now I will get into Dasha Mahavidyas. So the Dasha Mahavidya of Jupiter, the goddess associated with Jupiter, is Tara. Okay. Now Tara is of course a part of not only the Hindu pantheon as well as the Buddhist as well as the Jain pantheon. Is worshipped in Bali, Indonesia, Thailand, all over Pan-Asia actually. Okay, now Tara in Sanskrit means star. So Tara is the guiding star. She is the Vidya, the Mahavidya, the final wisdom behind Jupiter. Okay, so Tara is basically the cosmic force. Okay, goddesses are nothing but cosmic forces. We anthropomorphize them, give them attributes, give them names, give them human characteristics and faces because we want to identify with them. Okay, so she gives us the word, this energy, this cosmic force that we call Tara, gives us the word that ferries us across the shores of ignorance. In the beginning was the word, the Logos. She is the primordial Nada or the Om, the Pranava. And according to ancient texts, it was Tara and her consort Akshobhya. Okay, Akshobhya is Shiva or Rudra who gave birth to the sun. Okay, it's beautiful what Tara and Akshobhya do. So when the gods and the demigods and the demons and everybody was around the ocean, churning the ocean for Amrita, which is the elixir of life. Okay, and that's when the elixir comes, before the elixir comes out, there was a flood of poison called halahal, and everybody ran helter skelter. Everybody was agitated. God, demigod, cosmic powers, elementals, everybody except Lord Shiva. Without a thought, he consumed the poison. And when he consumed the poison, his neck turned blue. That's when he became called Nilkant. And that is Akshobhya. So his great sacrifice propels the cosmic force called Tara to guide our souls to safety. That's what Tara does. Om Tare, Tu Tare, Ture Soha. This mantra was discovered in the University of Nalanda. Google this up. It's very ancient. Very ancient. Okay. So Tara ferries the souls to safety. It is Tara who we need to invoke, right? Now, when Tara and Akshobhya, they killed the demons, Madhu and Kaitab, and through their body was created the earth and all the waters. But they needed the divine rays of the sun. That is when Tara and Akshobhya, the male and the feminine polarities, conjoined together, and in orgiastic bliss, they created the 12 rays of the sun. Interestingly, the Western system is based on 12s and the sun sign. So you see how the 12 rays was created by Tara and Akshobhya during their copulation. Okay, so Tara and Shiva created the sun to power the earth, to fulfill us, to fulfill and satiate existence, right? And from Tara, the sun appears to give us energy, to give us light, to give us a primordial intelligence that I was speaking about. Okay, and through their copulation, the sun creates all of this, the solar system. Okay, and he promises to be there and to take care of the law, because everything is based on laws. Okay, now so Surya, or the sun, will always be indebted to Tara and Rudra or Akshobhya. So during a Surya Grahan or a solar eclipse, Tara is one of the best goddesses or the cosmic force to invoke, right? The sun, you can always appease the sun with Tara invocation. Even if you have difficult relationships with your father, sun problems, depressed sun in the natal chart, or depressed sun in the progress chart. Now Tara has many forms. Out of that, the form of Neela Saraswati is apt for this occasion. And the mantra of Neela Saraswati is given to one by a female guru. Okay, so I'm going to give you this mantra today upon your discretion and your wisdom, and the right person will get the mantra. Okay, the right person will get the mantra of Neela Saraswati, and that is Reem Stream Hum. Reem Stream Hum. Yes, green Tara, yes, white Tara, Hindu Tara, Jain Tara, one cosmic force. Okay. Reem Stream Hum. Reem Stream Hum. Reem Stream Hum. You can type Neela Saraswati. Okay. Of course, the Buddhist religion took Tara, the Jain religion took the cosmic force called Tara and incorporated her as well, because you can't really do anything without Tara. So yes, she is the Tara, the green Tara that you know in the Buddhist pantheon. If you want to know more about Tara Sadhana, Tara workshops, Tara Diksha, Tara Shaktipat, email me at tina@tinahills.com. Now let's get to the sidereal discussion. The sidereal calculation puts this lunation at about 29 of Scorpio. So the manzil, of course, you know I love Arabic astrology. So the manzil is Al-Shola. Al-Shola. It is the 19th mansion. When the moon is in this mansion, go for farming, go for gardening, take the right action. And the book says good for hunting, but hunting is never good. So hunt your passions, you know. Yeah, Reem is H-R-I-E-E-M, Reem. Stream, hum is H-U-M-M, hum, hum. And let the mantras fade out, okay. So Al-Shola. What not to do when the moon is in Al-Shola. Do not do business. Do not get into uncomfortable discussions with family, friends. You know, even relationships with family and friends can be stressed. Al-Shola is known as the sting of the scorpion. And Yeats calls this the sting of the scorpion, yes. The heart of, and Yeats calls this manzil the heart of the scorpion, yes. So Agrippa says that when you fashion talismans here, you fashion them against fevers and pains of the stomach. Okay, so we see stomach being very important over here, stomach. The image Agrippa gives is a snake holding his tail above his head. Sorry. The Picotrix is pretty clear. The third phase, the last decan of Sag, is of the sun, says Picotrix. And here, when the moon is here, make an image to acquire love and support of kings and superiors. Okay, very good for spells that have to do with this kind of work. Very good for money spells, financial abundance spells, okay. Now the ruling spirit of this 19th manzil al-Shola is Anucel, A-N-N-U-C-E-L, Anucel. So the Picotrix says that the talismanic image is a woman holding her hands in front of her face. Okay, this is the image. So when the moon is in this manzil, get brass, get a sort of a tablet of brass and engrave this image, okay, on that particular tablet, and then you have to suffumigate it with storax. Storax is a sort of resin, okay, and you need to suffumigate it, and you need to say, you Anucel, cause blood to flow from so and so women. Why? Because this manzil has to do with periods, okay, has to do with menstruation, has to do with the free flowing of the menses. So oftentimes this when you do this magical work, it could be for someone who's infertile, it could be someone who has menstrual problems, it could be someone who has PCOS and similar diseases, okay, whereby either they don't menstruate or the blood doesn't flow easily or they have too many clots, whatever it is. This manzil deals with the free flowing menstrual blood. So you can invoke Anucel for the free flowing blood, okay, if it's hampering your pregnancy and things like that. Is very effective. So you have to say that this and this woman may her blood flow freely, okay. And once this magical working is done, this affumigated little engraving needs to be tied to the waist of the woman. Okay, again, there are, of course, electional timings to look at when this happens. And then once the woman wears it around her waist with a black thread, or even a red thread, she will give birth without any problems. Also, if she has PCOS or other menstrual problems whereby she cannot conceive, she will conceive. So conception spells are very important. This manzil, 19th manzil al-Shola. Now the Sabian symbol. The Sabian symbol for 23 to 24 of Sag is a bluebird standing at the door of a house. Beautiful, right? Very fortunate. Doors open to new experiences, and something wonderful is looking for us like we are looking for it, right? The bird is actually a signifier of something very beautiful, very profound. Could also be a message, could be someone from the past for some of us, okay? Now, but know this, that something beautiful is coming your way, okay? Now, fixed stars. So fixed stars are Rasal Hog. Rasal Hog is of the nature of Saturn and Venus. Okay, it gives misfortune through women, perverted tastes, and mental depravity. And the second fixed star is Lesaf. Lesaf is of the nature of Mercury and Mars. Okay, danger, desperation, immorality, malevolence, connected to acid poisons. So we see Lesaf being connected to poisons. So, poisoning is a viability. Now let's get to the Vedic before I do the tarot reading. So the Vedic, the sun and the moon are in Jyeshtha nakshatra. Jyeshtha is the eldest, okay? The lord of this nakshatra is Budh or Mercury, okay? And the deity is Niriti. And Niriti is like Dhumavati. She is also called Alakshmi. Lakshmi is the antithesis of Lakshmi. Lakshmi is auspicious or Lakshmi is inauspicious. Okay. So the purpose of the sun and the moon in this nakshatra is Artha. There are 4 padas. Yes, I think so. I think you need to book a reading. So Niriti is also called Alakshmi, like I told you, and she wears all black. She wears iron ornaments and holds a scimitar. She is Dhumavati actually, and is the dark night. She is the Nidra or the sleep of Vishnu. Vishnu is the preserver of the Trinity. Everything is triadic. Everything is triadic, okay? She is the base and the support of all unmanifested worlds. That is why Dhumavati is without a Bhairav, without a consort. Okay? She is a widow. Because when Dhumavati exists, she is non-existent. She is non-existence. Okay? And when Niriti is when there is no primordial male. Okay, the primordial Purusha is asleep. He's dead in his sleep. That's why she's a widow, Niriti. She needs no male, okay, because she's before creation. Okay, Kali needs her Shakti. Every other Mahavidya, Siddha Vidyas need their Shakti, their Bhairav. But Dhumavati does not, okay? Her polarity is Kamalatmika, Kamala, which is Lakshmi. And Kamala is full consciousness at play. And Dhumavati is non-existence, right? Now, my remedy for Niriti is invoke Shrishti Ganpati. Okay, because Shrishti is creation. Shrishti Ganpati is associated to Jyeshtha Nakshatra. Okay, and now the mantra for Shrishti Ganpati is Om Shrishti Ganapataye Namaha. Om Shrishti Ganpataye Namaha. Do this 108 times and then chant Om Dham. Om Dham 108 times, which is the beat of Niriti. Okay, it's very good to do this when the moon or an eclipse is in Jeshta Nakshatra. Okay, you will not get the harmful effects. Do not look at the eclipse. Pay obeisance to whoever, whatever you do. Okay, now let's get to the tarot reading because we've had a long astrological discussion. So let's get to the tarot reading and begin with Aries. A lot of activity for you, Aries, of course, at Mars in your sign in rulership, trining that triple combination of Sun and Mercury, Aries, King of Pentacles, solid business. Okay, solid money is coming through. If you're looking for love, somebody who's older than you or somebody who's earth sign could also mean somebody who's more established than you is coming along, and possibly a new relationship begins. Taurus, let's say, could be quarrels at home, quarrels with a sibling, some kind of confusion is there that needs to be cut through. Oftentimes the negative side of this is quarreling, but the positive side of this is cutting away at ignorance. That is a vajra, that sword is a vajra, cutting away at ignorance, maybe even publishing for some people. Okay, Gemini. So we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. If you've gone for an audition, it's probably a no for you. A film audition. I know some of my clients are actors and some of you are Geminis. So it could be hard to get this audition. For some of you Geminis, this could be that you go to a healer and then you have a pretty difficult experience with that healer, and you went with certain ideas in your mind, and they just don't fit. For some of you, this is a confrontation with a water sign person. Could be the mother or the mother-in-law is what I hear for some people. Cancer, this card just fell out for you. So pregnancy for some of you Cancerians, for sure. A new emotional moment arrives. This eclipse, a lot of clearance, a lot of energetic shifts, a blessing. Literally, the goddess is blessing Leo. Page of Pentacles, you get a text regarding a business. Okay, regarding a business, something you've started or something you're thinking of starting and looks to be on the right line, right path, Leo. Okay, Virgo, major arcana card in reverse. So there's some inner child healing that needs to be done. There is some just connecting base with the trauma that you possibly faced in your childhood. That could be there. Could even be complications with pregnancy for some of you Virgos. That's what Spirit is telling me. Libra, wow, 9 of Cups. Emotionally fulfilling because there's something that you did that has given you what you want, but you also feel lonely. You also feel like was it worth it? All of this accumulation, all of this, was it worth it? Because today you don't have that person next to you, Libra, and that is painful for you. Now Scorpio, you've got the King of Cups. This is you in your power. I'm so happy for you, Scorpios. Awakening to the compassion inside. Really being the King of Cups that you are. Okay? Sagittarius, this is your eclipse. My baby is a Sagittarius sun, and she's got so many planets in Sagittarius. So let's see what we have for you. Oh, we have the Emperor in reverse. This is a card of Aries, actually, if you ask me. And you've got the trine from Mars from Aries. So for some of you Sagittarians, this could be a problem with the father or the father-in-law, the boss. Okay? Or some kind of Aries archetype where you have this, you're unable to, in his 5th house. So yeah, it could very well be romance. You know, problems with relationships. Very possible. All right, Sagittarius, let's move to Capricorn. Capricorn. Wow, an absolute new beginning. Okay, absolute new beginning for you, Capricorn. Blessed be new relationship, new house. Saturn leaves your sign, Cap ascendants and risings, moves into your second house of income. Nice. Now we've got Aquarius, major arcana. Okay, judgment. So if you've been wronged, you will get a chance to set it right. The universe will set it right for you, Aquarius. Come in your naked power, in your primal, tune in to that primal wisdom from the sun. Because oftentimes people think Aquarius is having sun in Aquarius. And don't forget that sun is in fall in Aquarius because it rules Leo. So a lot of Aquarius suns do not really feel the archetype of Aquarius. Okay? Last card of the day, Pisces. Pisces, you may feel abandoned. You may feel like someone's maligning your name, or somebody from the team has walked away, and you feel exploited, like someone's exploited you. And I see a sort of a gap, a miscommunication of sorts. Remember that your ruler is Jupiter, you know, who's in detriment right now. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and things will improve because Jupiter's going to head into Aquarius. Now, a lot of people may not know esoteric astrology, but Jupiter is the sole ruler of Aquarius. So there's going to be a sort of a profound thing over there, okay? A profound, sorry, this is Pisces. I completely forgot. But yeah. So that was it, and that was my Astro Tarot report for the upcoming eclipse in on the 14th at 23 degrees of Sagittarius, Decan 3. So as I said that I want you guys to look at Neela Saraswati Sadhana. Neela Saraswati Sadhana, who's a part of Tara. Help me make more videos, donate to me. I'm still up for that sun moon rising combination. So $11.11 is gonna get you your own combination video. So get on it, and email me tina@tinahills.com. Neela Saraswati mantra, ream stream hum, ream stream hum, ream stream hum. Don't chant like this. It's gonna be, it's to be like this. Ream, stream, hum. You just want to start ream, stream, hum, ream, stream, hum. Do it slowly, and then you can do the long pulls, and each breath is one word. Ream is one word, stream is one word, hum is one word. All right, so it is absolutely powerful to be here today. Many blessings for the upcoming eclipse, and like, comment, subscribe, share, and let me know what you think. Thank you so much for being a part of this live, and don't forget to book your readings or book your crystals so locally, and also beautiful herbs and spices that we at Tina Heals are developing, because we have a ton of women who need employment. They're rural women, and they make beautiful, profound, organic masala curry, sabzi curry, turmeric, and all of the Indian spices. Indian spices are not only used for eating, but they're very powerful magical tools. So drop me a line if if you take big quantities, we can send them anywhere. But small little quantities we only sell locally. So kindly email me if you're interested at all in all my in my readings or my products or my spices, my crystals. Then drop me an email. Looking forward to speaking with you.